Welcome back to another episode of Talking Spoilers, right? Is this talking? Because we're going to start it off with...
What? What we see? We seen Thor Ragnarok.
The Rock.
Everybody knows we're huge fans, comic book movies. MCU for sure.
MCU all the way. Best movie franchise? Best movie franchise.
Did this movie live up to your expectations? What are your thoughts on Thor Ragnarok?
Cinematic experience exceeded my expectations. It went way past what I thought it was going to be. It's better than what I thought it would.
You got the first two Thor movies are all right, but every movie in the MCU has been good. There hasn't been this is a bad movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Thor movies are probably it's on the lower point of the totem pole out of all the movies. So expectations were a little low. This movie
brings it up there.
I said, not only is it one of the best Marvel movies this year, everyone knows we love
the Marvel movies, yeah.
We loved Guardians, we loved Spider-Man even more. This is better than both of them this year. Not only is it one of the best Marvel movies this year, it's one of the best Marvel movies, period. Definitely in the top 5 now. Thor, they finally got his character down. I mean, this time they brought it more and they took a comical approach to it. Changed his character. Like, this movie is just pure, from start to finish, smile on my face. It's pure fun. They took pretty much the formula of Guardians of the Galaxy, but took Thor and Hulk pretty much on like a road trip through space. Fucking fighting bad guys. Awesome movie. I loved it.
They should have called it Thor versus Hulk. Then Ragnarok.
Definitely one of the highlights of the movie is Thor and
Hulk's relationship.
The showdown.
Not the whole thing, because even when he's fighting, I'm pretty sure Hulk knows it's Thor. And he doesn't really care. He's like, I'm going to bash this guy's face.
These two characters have great chemistry throughout. It's hilarious to see the Hulk. Yeah. He's finally talking now. The banter between him and Thor, hilarious. And then when you have Mark Ruffalo come back in as Banner, just their chemistry too. Like, everything works. And it's like, again, who could have predicted the future if you would have said, Thor and the Hulk are going to have one of the best movies out of all the movies that they've done. Like, and they thought a little outside the box. It was a good idea. This definitely, it sets out everything. We're ready for fucking Infinity War. There's only one movie left. But I thought this movie does a good job. It's a great solo adventure, and they did plant some seeds for the upcoming movies, but it wasn't distracting like in other Marvel movies. This movie just flows straight from the get-go. The opening sequence, you knew it was going to be a good time.
The opening sequence there, how it started off, how he got himself captured, so you can see Sutter. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and then he gets into a battle. Somebody remember
even before that battle.
Jose's here, but he's not participating. But while we were leaving the theater, some guy was like, "Yeah, it started off slow, but it's like, Doug, what movie did you see? I just saw him start off battling
right from the get-go. The
fire demons, and
he's in peril, but he's just kind of jokey about it, and that's like the whole tone through the movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously, which was surprising. Thor Ragnarok,
a lot of comedy.
It's supposed to be the end. So, do you think it was a little distracting? It's supposed to be the end of Ragnarok. Lives are going to be at stake. It's the end of Asgard, and they're jokey through like the pressure. Like, Thor was pretty nonchalant about it the whole time. He's like, "Yeah, I got to get back to Asgard." He's like, I gotta get back to Asgard, but it takes its time getting to Asgard. This whole movie could have been Thor, Sakaar, and that whole movie could have just taken place in there. And even better, it's such a joy to watch. In the trailer, if they had showed that if they never showed that Hulk was going to be in this movie, I think the audience would have went ape shit.
Yeah.
Just if you were sitting in the theater, and then the moment, like it just they built with the anticipation. You were definitely looking forward to Hulk. You knew Hulk was coming.
They should have just kept him a secret.
Yeah, if he came out of the arena out of nowhere, and it's like, oh,
you know what I think?
Their fucking mind.
This is a side note. This is off topic, but not really. But I think the Russo brothers are definitely going to throw surprises at everybody that no one's going to expect. Everybody's going to go into the Infinity War and see characters in the movie that you like, no way.
This movie definitely sets a new bar for Marvel. Their director of choice, he was normally he's done low budget independent movies and just deals with comedy. They gave him the keys to the car though, and he did a phenomenal job. He was a great choice. What did you think about Kate Blanchett, the new villain Hela?
She's a good villain.
I'm just saying, she's
definitely one of the better ones.
I think she's one of the more memorable villains out of the Marvel movies that have come so far. Usually Marvel villains are a weak point. I don't think we don't see a whole lot of Kate Blanchett in the movie, but the screen time that she does get as this character, she chews it up. She makes every single moment matter. And she fucks shit up.
Yeah.
They made her one of the
her whole swagger, like her whole demeanor in the whole movie.
She could have been a villain. Just saved the Avengers would have to take her down. I felt like you had Avengers: Age of Ultron. She would have fucked Ultron and all the robots shit up. This is one of the most powerful villains we have ever seen on screen. So I definitely appreciate it.
Talk about power. Everybody's seen this in the trailer already. The scene where Hela breaks Thor's hammer, Mjolnir.
Right off the bat.
Right as soon as she arrives, she's like, bow down. Bow down to your queen. And then, they're like, no. Thor throws his hammer. That's what happens. Destroyed. Off the rip. That's her hello to the movie.
The casting in this movie was perfect. I don't think every person on that scrand
and they do
pops. Every character pops in this movie.
And the characters they bring them over.
Jeff Goldblum as the Grand Master is so flamboyant and so colorful and out there. It's hilarious.
The melt stick, remember the melt stick?
It's hilarious. Just watching him on screen, he was a perfect choice. Character. A CGI character. I love throughout the movie.
Wait, before we go to another character, let's do Grandmaster real quick. Remember the scene where he's like, I pardon you from life, and then he hits him with the melt stick and the guy turns to goo. It really is all funny. Like, even Thor is a little bit too much of
like I said, Thor doesn't take anything too seriously, and normally you would be like, but it works. It still it works. It's not too distracting. It kind of caught me off guard. The opening credit, how jokey it was, but I was like, if they're gonna be joking through this, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. No, from beginning to end, there's genuine laughs throughout the whole movie. It just works. It has fun. This is what a Thor movie should be. Even in the first Thor movie, I said the best parts of that movie was when everything was taking place in outer space, in Asgard. And they took that, 10% of the movie takes place on Earth. And again, speaking of that, we're talking about how great this movie. We're going to get into all this spoilers, of course.
Yeah, spoilers. Talking spoilers.
Doctor Strange in this movie, great to see him back on the big screen. He looks like one of the most comic booky characters on all the screens out of everybody.
Those gloves definitely put him over the top.
The cape, everything. But when we think back and look back at this movie, he's kind of an afterthought. This is like a really small cameo. This whole movie, I love the fact that it didn't take place on Earth. I would have loved for Doctor Strange to be in this movie more, but...
Nah, he was in it for what he needed to be it.
Everything like this movie takes place in space, and that was the way to go. But I feel like Doctor Strange, he didn't even need to be in this movie. This movie would still be one of the best Marvel movies.
Yeah, but I think
ever.
It would. But I like that they did include. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they did include it, so you get a little cameo, and it connects it to the bigger picture of the MCU because it shows that Doctor Strange is already doing his thing in New York, making sure all the people, interdimensional beings. He's making sure he's protecting New York. So it shows that. It builds that. I think that's what that cameo was towards. The cameo towards building up fleshing out the MCU.
I like the introduction of the character Valkyrie in this movie.
Valkyrie, yeah.
She was great too. I like how they made her Thor's equal. She's
just as strong, yeah.
She's powerful.
Thor wanted to be a Valkyrie when he was a little kid.
They didn't like. I'm lost for words. It was fun. It was great. Again, they didn't.
What do you mean they didn't what? In the movie, it seemed like they had like a little like this. What would you say, sexual tension type thing? Like a little. Maybe
they didn't play it that way. They didn't. It didn't matter that she was female or whatever. They just made her be who she is, just be a badass character. And there was a little inside joke too that made fun of that, where it's just like, oh, it's great to finally see women getting a chance. You know, he breaks the fourth wall because he gives the thumbs up, and it's kind of to the audience too, like, yes, no, like this character was badass, and it's about time that they have strong female characters on the screen. Yeah, it doesn't have to be just a love interest, and
because we haven't had any. Only Black Widow.
But yeah, like I said, she is Thor's equal. She could. Definitely. They have a great battle too. But I like the addition of her. It definitely worked. Loki coming back.
Loki's always great. I love Loki as a character. And Thomas.
It's crazy to think that he was the main villain in the first Avengers.
In the Avengers movie, yeah.
And then they kind of had him redeem himself in Thor 2. But even then, it's like, yeah, can you really trust this guy? He's tried to kill Earth. He tried to enslave the whole human race, and now by the end of this film, he's getting ready to come back to Earth.
Loki's all about I think he's more about self-preservation than anything else. So it's not like him trying to save the world. Him trying to save the world or anything like that. It's him trying to make sure he's good. He would have to be the hero.
They play it for laughs though too. They don't expect. And there's no more growth for Loki to possibly do. So they make fun of that and they poke fun of that. He's kind of been he's more of an anti-hero now, falling in that group. But yeah, no, they just take that character for what it is. Like, and it's just a really, really fun thing.
Does he think did he come back to help Thor, or did he come back to get the Cosmic Cube? Did he come back to get the Tesseract? That's what was his main goal. All along was get the Tesseract. I would say,
Loki's always been a favorite. Right, Loki's the best part of Thor. He's definitely been he's probably the best Marvel villain that's been portrayed on screen.
Yeah.
And yes, in Thor, the first movie, he stole it. That dynamic is what makes Thor's an alright movie, but that dynamic,
the
brotherhood between the two of them, that's always worked, and I think that's been the key component to the series. One of the big components, anyways, and they play that really nicely on here. Like I said, so many characters. There's so many moments that were awesome. There's too many. I can't even fucking.
The whole. Well, so let's start. So it starts off with him battling this Thor, and then the first character that we see new is other than Sutor, but he's I don't even know who played his voice. Yeah. But we see Carl Urban, right?
Carl Urban's, yep.
Carl Urban, he's what's his name in the movie again?
He's taken over for
Heimdall.
Yeah.
And his name, he's the executioner, isn't it? I forget his name.
And he's about self-preservation as well.
That guy, he's just...
he's not really a villain, but he has no choice. He's like, I don't want to die, so he joined... They didn't have him do too many dastardly things on screen. I'd say that. They kind of kept him there. I wonder if he'll play into the next movie or how it's going to play out.
Because he could have... there's one scene where he could have... he was supposed to execute a woman, but then somebody stopped him before he did. When he first became the executioner. Yeah. That's another thing about them being funny. Hella in that scene where she's talking to him, she's saying, that the executioner, she's telling a story about the executioner, is like a king always had an executioner, not just to execute people, but just to execute their dreams.
Yeah,
execute their vision, basically, and then...
she was very good. Carl Urban's always solid in it. He doesn't have a whole lot to do in it, but for what he brought to the table, he was a good addition too. Like I said, I wonder how his character will play out if they use him. He was on that ship, so I wonder if he is going to be if he's in Infinity War 2. Hey, the more the merrier. I look forward to that. Carl Urban's character.
No, he died.
No, he didn't. He was on the ship.
He died, dog.
He didn't.
Yes, he did. He was on the ship. This is towards the end. He's on the ship, and the ship's going away. Hela goes and she sends, she goes and stops the ship. Yeah. She's holding it, and then all her fucking all the dead Asgardian warriors that she raises from the dead. Yeah, she raises Asgardian warriors from the dead with this thing called the Eternal Flame, which is one of the weapons inside Thor Odin's vault. The Asgardian vault with the weapons.
So he did it.
He did because he came back and he took Des and Troy and started destroying some.
That part I did like. But yeah,
he redeemed himself at the end because he sacrificed himself so the ship can leave. So he did have a big part. Like he did play Scourge. That's what his name. And he played his role. He at the end of the day, because he just wanted to be recognized. He just wanted someone to
He was worried about his legacy. He wanted fame.
And so that's one of the first characters you see that comes out, and then we see that Loki has taken over Asgard and he's betraying himself as Odin. Remember you said, was that? I'm gonna see if that was Matt Damon. No way. That's not Matt Damon. I gotta look this Thor Ragnarok. Matt Damon, no way.
It's Chris Hemsworth's brother is playing Thor, and then Matt Damon plays Loki in that. And I was just reading an article about that. Matt Damon is friends with Chris, and that's why he's in it. To begin with, he going to come in. They didn't even think that he could do it, but that cameo was hilarious. I'd say another character that stands out. Who's that? The CGI character, The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock character.
Korg.
Yeah, his dialogue with him and Thor throughout the whole movie is hilarious. Just his Britishisms, just. Hilarious. I would say he definitely stands out. Like we said before, all the characters pop.
Louis, wait a second. Do you know that Matt Damon was in Thor Ragnarok? He was Loki. The Loki. Remember the play that was happening when the tragedy of Loki. Oh my God, my mind's blown. I didn't even know that was Matt Damon.
No, yeah, I noticed that was a fun moment. There were so many fun moments.
It kind of looked like him. Now that I look at it, I was like, oh shit, right. Damn. So that's funny, man.
For you, who stole the movie?
Who stole the movie?
Which character?
Hulk.
I was probably gonna say the same thing. Hulk was great. I wish he, due to legal reasons, he can't get his own standalone movie.
Even when he was Bruce Banner, it still was hilarious. Remember when he his Fenris, the wolf, when they unleash him and he's coming towards the Asgardians, and then Bruce Banner's he's like, I'm gonna, don't worry, you'll see who I really am. And then he jumps.
They played that for last.
He jumps and flop.
I mean, even in the final showdown,
bridge.
They play it for laughs where Hulk is ready to face the big bad guy who's about to destroy Asgard, and Thor's like, "No, Hulk, bad Hulk, come back, no fighting."
Him talking to him throughout the whole movie is funny too. Like when they
never really explain why the Hulk can now talk and is semi-intelligent. He hasn't done any of this
for 2 years.
Series. This time he stayed as the Hulk. So
you think Valkyrie taught him how to speak? Valkyrie brought him, because I'm pretty sure Valkyrie bought him his. That's what the Grandmaster said, that Valkyrie bought him his champion. So she probably did the same thing she did to Thor.
Yeah, and he was in the fighter jet in Age of Ultron, and that's kind of where I was hoping they were always taking that. When Thor looked up into the sky, maybe they're gonna fucking Planet Hulk, and they fit it in here. The short version, anyways, of he's the champion, gladiator. It was great. It was every single moment in this movie, awesome. Thor, I would say, Hulk definitely he steals the show.
Thor is up there too, though, because Thor is very funny.
Well, at the end of the day, it's still the movie's Thor Ragnarok. Thor is just as
Thor
good.
Freaking who's more powerful? If you say stronger, if you say stronger, it's definitely Hulk.
They had that showdown. No, and I like the fact that
Hulk started to overpower.
The action scenes are really good in this movie. They finally unleashed Thor. They let him be a god, and you haven't really seen in the other movies what he's like. You know what he's capable of doing, but they haven't shown it to this extent. Like they had fun with it. They just let Thor fuck everybody's shit up, and he gets the better of the Hulk. The only reason why he loses that fight is because the Grandmaster shocks him. I like the fact that they had Thor win that battle, but then Hulk still thinks he won, and they play with that. It's a great scene. It's definitely memorable. They've come a long way since when they first started battling in the first Avengers movie. This is just a continue. That was like a little tease. This one, they give you...
They definitely connected to the Age of Ultron, and I like that. What movie didn't? It was the Guardians that didn't connect at all to the MCU or make it any, connected to the MCU. Spider-Man a little bit, but this one definitely. With that, even like they do a throwback to Black Widow and Hulk.
I know. I like it.
Like,
it's hilarious.
Getting really low.
When he tries to calm him down all the time. I just laughed. The second I seen that, I was like, oh my god, he thinks she's Scarlett Johansson. It's not like this is not going to work. And it's perfect. There's so many payoff moments. Scale to 1 to 10.
We got to connect because it goes even further. He grabs him by the arm, ragdolls him, smashes him on the floor. And then Loki jumps up like
I said, there's payoff moments.
That's how it feels.
Even if it's a kind of against what we've known these characters do, this movie is a total comedy. The funniest Marvel movie out of them all. Scale to 1 to 10. What are you giving Thor?
I'll give it a 9.
I'm saying the same thing. Marvel is still, we say this all the time, they're still on this streak. They can't do any wrong movie-wise. They're only setting us up for either the greatest movie of all time when we get to Infinity Wars, or it's going to be one of the biggest letdowns because the anticipation is building. It is there at a fever pitch.
Oh, wait.
I hope they come through.
Before, you think that defenders are not going to be in the...
No, we already...
Listen, that's going to be the biggest surprise. You're going to shit your pants when that happens, man.
Nobody... That is not happening.
Mark my words. I remember, I'm going to go back into all the freaking...
podcasts.
I'm going to listen to all this podcast.
We talked about this in Spider-Man, too.
I'm going to talk all the podcasts. I'll go back to look at all the podcasts. Because I said that Fox would eventually come around to Marvel. And this is what's happening right now. We have sales talks with Fox and Marvel. I need to listen to all the podcasts before, and everybody, you can go check those out on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube, and just type in Talking Franchise. I said it. John Wan said no. He said no, it was not going to happen.
It would never happen.
It was impossible. It would never happen.
The deal that it's not that Fox is selling the rights. This is totally different, even though they're going to get it. Fox is not selling the rights to their Marvel. Fox is selling Fox. Their whole entire movie.
Except for the news. Yeah,
except for the news and the sports.
So that means they get to The Simpsons and freaking... No way. Simpsons, Family Guy falls all over to the Disney.
Disney...
American Dad.
Owns a lot of shit. If they do buy this out, though, they get the rights back to the Marvel franchises. I didn't see Fox selling this whole thing. If they get Fox, this is now the X-Men maybe coming to the MCU.
Do you think they're gonna
Phase 5?
Maybe they're waiting for the Avengers War to ink this deal, and it'll be called Secret Wars.
It's not even just the X-Men.
Secret Wars will bring the aspect that they could put multiverse.
We could be getting Fantastic Four, and Marvel has already tried to get the Fantastic Four back before. Because in this movie, for Infinity War, I'm sure they wanted Silver Surfer and Galactus to be part of this too. Later down the road, yes, the Eater of Worlds is coming. If this deal does happen, there's so many endless possibilities. It's going to be insane.
Do you think they'll do a whole recast of the X-Men, or will they find a way to bring like a multiverse type, bring it over? That's what I'm saying.
I'd say they would depending on how these next X-Men movies do, they could recast, and I would be okay with that.
Right? I just send it off with a banger.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows what the plans are? Because Fox is still doing their own.
But that's what I'm saying.
X-Men
series right now. You know what happened in there's a comic book story that happened. It was called Secret Wars. It recently just happened, and what happened was it was like where all the universes were coming together in multiverse. So it's not far fetched that probably the new Avengers, the fourth one that hasn't had a movie, it'd be called Secret Wars. They already inked this deal with freaking Fox. Boom, you got all these other characters coming in like halfway, and then it ends with a new Marvel going in a new direction that the X-Men are already part of this universe. I mean,
they might.
It's gonna, or like you said, they'll recast. I'm down with a recast.
I said if this next X-Men movie sucks, then yeah, fuck the X-Men. Fuck whatever Fox is doing.
The pain I have in my heart is that Tom Hardy's already Venom, so there's no way he could play Wolverine. Because he was like I'm trying to think of anybody that could play Wolverine other than Hugh Jackman.
Or again, maybe Hugh Jackman would come back one more time. He's already said in the past. He said he would only come back if it was part of the MCU. If this would have happened, who knows?
Hugh Jackman.
But anyways, still talking about things that are actually happening. Thor Ragnarok.
Go see that.
We're both giving it a 9 out of 10. One of the best Marvel movies. Funny, action packed, just a great time. From beginning to end. This has been Talking Spoilers.
Warriors the Warriors 3 die, so you know that. That was why I jumped to the Defenders. That's why I jumped to Defenders being inside it. Because Odin and the Warriors 3 are gone. There's no way they're coming in the movie.
There's
next movie, Infinity
There's so
War.
many things that we probably haven't even covered in this podcast. There's so many things that happen.
So go see it.
Movie. Yeah.
Write your favorite part down in the comments. So share. Well, yeah. Well, he's trying to rush this shit. I'm not even trying to end yet, man. I'm trying to sit down and talk about Thor Ragnarok and what's its implications. Its implications, Wong. Implications. That's what I'm saying. So everybody on that ship dies. Boom. They're not showing up in probably.
You don't know. The people on there are probably going to get imprisoned. All right. I would say we'll get to the.
I forgot Korg and Meek are there. Those are two characters that replaced.
I did kind of hint to this happen. All right. So like I said, this movie sets up for Infinity Wars. At the ending, spoilers, people, Asgard is destroyed, but the people, the Asgardians, are able to get on a ship, be saved, and they're on a ship towards Earth now with Thor, Loki, Hulk, Valkyrie, the gangs together, and
Korg,
and that after credit scene.
Wait, I just want to interrupt you real quick. Comic book people that know that, like comic book people, they know who Korg and Meek is, so they know that. Those characters. Meek is definitely like a 360, definitely completely different from what he is in the comic books. So is Korg. That's why I was a little thrown off at that dynamic, but then like I was alright with it. I liked Korg's character and his he was the comedic relief because he's not really like that.
Everybody
in the comic books.
Everybody was the comedic relief in this movie.
Yeah, but him more so
had parts where she, as strong as they made her, she was still kind of jokey too about fucking killing people.
Yeah, that's what
it's like. Like I said, everyone in this movie would just.
Those replaced.
They had a really fun time, and what could have been really corny, really cheesy and bad. Just the ingredients worked. It's just a fun time. But anyways.
Dun, dun, dun.
I said, of all people coming back to Earth is Loki. He's asking his brother, "You think I'm going to be all right coming back to Earth after the shit that I've done?" And he said, "Oh." He before he even gets the answer, they're cut off because there's a big giant ship that's in front of them that's already at Earth. We just get to see the ship.
They're not. I don't think they're around Earth. They're going to Earth.
I think. Well, no, they're getting. Yeah, they're getting in
space. They were in space. Space from Ragnarok, where they just exploded and got destroyed.
They're trying to get.
Asgard. I'm talking about Asgard, the place, not Asgard, the people, because Asgard lives on.
They're on their way, and they're trying to get back to Earth. But in front of them is this massive ship. In front of Thor's already big, massive ship. This dwarfs this in comparison. Yeah. And we all know that has to be. There's only one person that ship can be. It is
Thanos.
It's Thanos' ship.
You know why? Because Kevin Feige, he confirmed
it's setting it up.
He confirmed it. So
to get you excited, there's only one movie left. Like I said, this is either going to be
Black Panther oh, what about no Soul Stone in this one? No Infinity Stone in this one. Everybody speculated it was going to be. There was people that speculated it was going to be in the Hammer. People thought it was the Eternal Flame. Others thought it was Heimdall's Eyes. But it looks like it's going to be in Black Panther instead, which makes sense.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be in Black Panther either. They could do it. Maybe it hasn't been introduced, and it won't get introduced until that's the opening of the Infinity War.
What they wanted to do, since the what's it called, the Aether? The Aether already was Thor's Infinity Stone, because one comes from Captain America, right? Which is the Tesseract. And then the Mind Stone is more, I would say, focused towards Tony Stark, Iron Man's. And then we get the Aether, which is... so they want to have the Infinity Stone span out. So I think pretty much believe that Black Panther will have the Soul Stone. That this Infinity Stone will be in that movie. Which is why Thanos will be attacking Wakanda. Because of that. That's what that scene. If you've seen the Infinity War teaser trailer, you're not supposed to see it, but people posted it on YouTube and shit. But whatever. So listen, you see Black Panther's part that they're invading Wakanda. So what's gonna happen is one of Thanos' Black Orders is gonna go and invade that shit. So that's where that's gonna be. This Thanos is gonna start off pretty much where Thor Ragnarok left off. I think with that battle in space, Thor's first encounter with Thanos.
We will see how they pull it off. But I don't think that scene will be in...
I want to throw another spoil at people. Because that trailer, they hit this detail so good. This is why I think the Russo brothers, they're going to deliver. Thor's eye. What is it? His right eye?
Oh, yeah.
That's how dangerous she is. This is a completely different Thor now. Ending Thor Ragnarok, Hela turned his whole world upside down, destroyed his hammer, took his hair. Well, it didn't really take his hair by her herself, but she threw him into that direction where he became a gladiator, lost his hair, lost his eye, and now he's got an eye patch.
It'll be an interesting look. I look forward to it.
No hammer, eye patch.
I said it definitely. This definitely makes you want more Adventures of Thor after Avengers. I hope there is a Thor 4. And right now, there's early talks that this isn't the ending. For Thor, he may sign on to a new. The director's name?
Taika Waititi, something like that.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to butcher
the name.
But yeah, he was a great choice. He did the comedy What We Do in the Shadows. If you haven't seen that movie, you should also watch it. Hilarious. Yeah. But I would never have picked or thought that director who just did a movie that cost maybe less than $1 million, independent comedy. They said, "Here, go do Thor." He was the perfect choice, though.
Yeah. He said somewhere that he would want to do Thor Ragnarok 2 and not it to be a Thor 4. Like that Thor Ragnarok is its own story. It became, you know what I mean? It's going to branch out.
It'll be. We'll get another Thor movie, and Chris Hemsworth, he may re-sign.
Definitely. I heard Chris Evans re-signed his deal. So now, what you thought, we're going to probably have more Captain America still. A couple more movies.
Hey, I hope, Lord.
You know that everybody's going to die and everybody's going to come back to life. They're going to do something to reverse that, to stop that whole threat from happening.
Or we're gonna lose a lot of characters for good. And people thought it was gonna be, but now after Thor showing,
I want to interject.
After Thor showing its potential, now hopefully this isn't the end of Thor, and he'll definitely be back in further Avengers.
Thor, go see it. That's a 9 out of 10. Yeah, go check out the other podcasts, which you can see on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Type in Talking Franchise. Get your daily dose. Follow us on Twitter. Also, share, subscribe, like, love, comment. Until next time, this was Talking Spoilers. 35 minutes, Juan. That's pretty good.